My name is Robert Oakes and I work for United Nations University Institute for Environment and Human Security, and our role is to manage Work Package 2, which is about engaging with stakeholders, and we also manage the case study of Almería in Spain. Well, Almería is quite an interesting case, and that's why it's important for this project, because it's actually situated in a desert within southern Europe, and it's a very dry area. There's real problems with water, regeneration of water, but at the same time it's got this enormous agricultural, specifically horticultural sector. So there's miles and miles of greenhouses which are producing the fruit and vegetable for all over Europe. And this is the challenge, to create and sustain a form of development and this horticulture which can work in this dry environment in the context of climate change where there's less rain or less predictable rain. And this is really a problem, to have enough water for food, but also for industry and for tourism and for people. So we've been working with stakeholders who work for the local city of Almería, but also academics working at the university who've been researching this for years, but also some consultancies working in the field, working with water, working with farmers, working with NGOs who are really concerned with what's happening with the environment generally. And as you'd expect from this diverse range of stakeholders, we have a diverse range of opinions, and this is very important to us. So we get people who are concerned about enough water for everyone and maybe changes in the pricing of water to make sure that industry and domestic demand can be met, essentially. But this needs to be not at the expense of agriculture and industrial development and economic development for the region. So we're trying to get all these different perspectives and hopefully find a way where we can kind of optimize the way that resources are managed, the way that land is used and managed in the future. Well, in the first workshop in January 2024, we had quite intense discussions about what were the risks in Almería in the context of climate change. So this was looking at different sectors, particularly agriculture and horticulture, and how changes in rainfall due to climate change are a risk to farmers, to those who are working in agriculture and horticulture. The second consultation we've just had in October 2024, and that was really about prioritizing what should be the land adaptation mitigation solutions which should be modelled in the platform. And I think that's exciting going forward for the last year of the project, to see what interesting results we can generate for the local stakeholders and the members of our end user community, to really find out what is happening, what might happen, and how to find different pathways to sustainable development. So in terms of capacity, what came out as important and necessary was about capturing water and trying to regenerate water and regenerate the groundwater. But there is still some, and there needs to be a better way of conserving and using that. Then in terms of treating the water, there's the idea of improving the use of desalination plants, so getting seawater, and is there a way of making it more cost effective to actually change that water to potable water? And then in terms of just the efficient use and lack of wastage within agriculture, domestic settings, and in industry as well. Also in agriculture, we were talking about kind of smarter ways of doing agriculture. So within the horticulture sector, in these greenhouses, using, for example, artificial intelligence to have a more efficient, optimized way of actually watering the plants. And in terms of not intensifying agriculture, because the resources used are already used too intensively, but just using them in a more effective, optimized way. And something like Rethink Action can test out how these inputs can balance out to become a more sustainable future.